Francesca, first off, congratulations on your show. It's a hit in Netflix. You can watch it right now. You go to Netflix and watch it. So congratulations and thank you for taking a little bit of your time and talk to us here down in Puerto Rico.
Of course.
So I wanted to ask you, did you when the series debuted a couple of weeks back, did you watch it that first night when it came out? Like did you wait to see it with your friends or alone? Did you get to watch it quickly or did
Yeah,
you
so
wait?
it came out at midnight.
Yeah, it's like
So I held off as long as I could, and I waited till the next day till around noon to watch it. So I didn't want to start watching it at midnight because if I started watching it at midnight, I would be up till 9 a.m. You know what I mean? So I held off, and then I hung out with my friends the next day and we watched it together, and I drank a lot of tequila.
you made like a little party. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your family's reaction to watching it and your friends and because it's TVMA, you have adult content, obviously. So was it a concern with your family? Did you had to guide them, or did they watch at all, or what
Yeah,
was
so my friends all called me after episode 2 with Harry, and they were like, no, why are you still with him? Like, what's going on? I'm like, no, like, just wait, like, keep watching, it gets better. And my parents took like about a week to finish it, but I just told my dad, I'm like, okay, episode 7, 40 minutes in, maybe don't watch that. But I feel like everyone I know watched it in its entirety. So my dad saw everything and my mom saw everything. They didn't watch it together. I think my mom watched it with one of our neighbors and my dad watched it alone drinking. So I told them that I only wanted to hear positive feedback because it's hard enough putting yourself out there. So I was like, only positive. So my dad was like, you look beautiful, congrats. And my mom was like, why'd you kiss a girl? And I was like, well, like, was that your bum? I'm like, could have been worse, it could have been worse.
did you I was gonna go to that. Did show you when you watched the whole thing, were you like cool with what they showed and how you were portrayed in the series, like with
Yeah,
the
I
whole
mean,
thing?
I am kind of half naked on my Instagram anyways. So the scenes like that, it was kind of hard to watch just because you don't really think when you're in the moment that it's going to be watched back by millions of people. You kind of just go with it. And that's my mindset during the entire experience. Was I was trying to be completely myself. So I don't really regret anything I did. I think I was portrayed how I was. It's just like you get the most extreme aspects to your personality. So your highest highs and your lowest lows are all shown. So you don't see how I am day to day and stuff like that. You see me upset, or you see me sad, or you see me, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, but
how
it was
how
portrayed fairly.
how has the show impacted your life, like personal life or maybe business and stuff, like
Um,
since you were on the show? Like give me some positives and maybe some negative or annoying things that it has impacted your life.
So there's been a lot of like major brands reach out offering like business
Cool.
opportunities. So that's been amazing. It's hard necessarily to gauge it because we're in quarantine. Like when I walk my
Yeah.
dog, people stop me and ask for a selfie. But other than that, I'm kind of experiencing this all from like the comfort of my own condo. So it hasn't been like too crazy. It doesn't really feel too different in that sense because it's all just like happening through my cell phone type of thing. But there's
Okay.
been a crazy positive response. I was expecting a lot to be a lot more negative just because living it, I felt like I was being a little bit more of like the villain. So I thought that viewers were not going to like me, but I think the most overwhelming part has been the positive response that I've received back.
I gotta say, I watched it with my wife like like in 2 days, and
Yeah.
if we didn't have you being a villain, maybe at some points or not, it would have been like boring. So I mean,
Yeah.
I appreciate that aspect of the whole
Yeah.
series.
Like I really
So
put myself out there and like I did
yeah.
some crazy stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you sit back and do nothing, you're going to regret it. You have to fully immerse yourself in the experience and do what you want to do, no matter how you're going to be portrayed, or else you're not going to be portrayed at all.
Can you take me back a little bit to when you first came about going on the show? How did it develop? And then when you got to you where you guys went, did you expect to like be in it so emotional and to actually find love and stuff, or you were like, no, I'm going down, let's party, let's have some fun, because you already know, you've seen how other reality TV shows work. So what was your mindset when you got there? Like, let's party, let's have fun.
Yeah, so I didn't know what the show was going to be about until literally everyone else found out. So
Yeah.
when the ball dropped. So when I first got on the retreat, I think there was like a looming like anxiety because we were like, okay, this is great. We're all here, but why are we here? Like we didn't really know. We thought it was maybe a dating show. We knew there was a prize. So we didn't really know the premise of the show. But when the rules dropped, it was hard. I don't think anyone signed up to be on a personal growth journey, you know? Like none of us wanted that. We all just wanted to hook up and have fun. So it took
Yeah.
like a few days for us to really like immerse ourselves in the experience. And the workshops especially allowed us to like really tap into like these inner emotions that we have. So we all, like me specifically, Harry as well, we went into it like this is fun, like let's like break the rules. But as it goes on, like you really realize, okay, like I'm here for personal growth and I really need to try and like be fully in this experience or else I'm going to regret it.
So when you were there, the can you tell me a little bit about the cameras, how it worked? Like, was it a lot of crew, or was it like hidden cameras and stuff? Was it okay? Were you okay with it, or was it annoying a little bit? Like the whole experience down there with the camera and crew.
Yeah, so there was cameras everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I think there was like 600 cameras or like hundreds of cameras, like
Wow.
anywhere through the whole premise of the retreat. There was cameras everywhere, and there was mics. So there was mics hanging from the ceilings. There was mics hanging over the beds. There was mics hanging in the showers. There was mics, like you could not get away with anything, and they wanted it to be that way. But I think the first day was kind of uncomfortable a little bit, and then they would bring the big cameras out for serious chats that they would be like, okay, if you want to have a serious chat, just hold off, we're going to bring out the
Hmm.
big cameras and then you can have the chat. So that kind of made the conversation like you were a little bit more on edge. But after you get used to it, after like a weekend, like personally for me, I forgot the cameras were there. Obviously you can tell because I did some stuff that you could I was not thinking about how it was going to be portrayed later. So
Yeah.
I feel like the people that were concerned with the cameras probably regret being so concerned, because to get the full experience out of like the journey we went on, you really had to just like fully be in it and like be 100%.
Do you I don't recall the exact number, but I think you were like probably the person that cost the group the most money. I don't know, maybe like
It was
combination with Harry, but yeah,
it was
since the
yeah.
beginning. it was
Yeah,
it
so
was it you?
Harry yeah, Harry lost 33,000, and then I think because I had that kiss with Haley, I think mine was 36.
You were
So
you were like you were there,
yeah,
which was fun. But you and then you made the money back
I did
at
the
the
money
end. Was
back. So
cool. Yeah.
I think
So
because yeah.
yeah, were you proud of this, or at some points maybe proud of this, like you were having fun maybe doing your thing, but at the end did this cause tensions? Because I thought that this has to be like awkward and like create tension, because people there wanted to win the money before
Yeah,
anything else, even before partying and stuff. So
yeah.
was this like a real tension with the group, like caused friction?
Yeah, there was days where no one spoke to me. Like nobody was on my side. Like everyone was
Wow.
alienating me, even though I wasn't the only one losing money. I was the one
Yeah.
losing the most money. So it was really hard to live in a house with people that don't like you. But I mean, that's why I was glad I was able to win the money back. But even when
Yeah.
it was revealed that we were going to win the money back, everyone was so mad at us still. They were like, and we're
We
like,
could have won.
what the hell? Like everyone was being so negative, and it's hard to really not want to lose money for in whether if you're in a group of people that don't really like you. It was like, I don't owe you anything. You're not being
Yeah.
nice to me, so you can lose 3 grand. Like that was my mindset, and like they I was alienated from day one basically. So it didn't make me more entitled to not spend money being in a group of people that didn't want to be around me. So I was like, fuck y'all.
Before getting into spoiler territory, before letting you go, do you feel like the whole concept of the show, when you finally, when the bomb was dropped, like that you were like there for growing, developing like a relationship, like growing emotionally and without no physical interaction, the workshops, sorry, and everything. Do you feel like after going through that that concept works, like maybe holding back a little bit physically, and then before growing emotionally with the person and getting to know them before jumping on the physical part?
Yeah, I think after Haley went home, after like a few weeks in, I was definitely more realizing like, okay, like we are here for a reason. We are
Yeah.
here because we're forming meaningless relationships and having flings, and we all were picked specifically because we needed this experience to help us grow. So
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself, about how to treat others, about how relationships are formed literally based on that mental connection. And me and Harry are so strong now because we formed that crazy relationship. Obviously we had the physical as well, but that mental relationship that you form with someone is like irreplaceable, and it's like what matters the most. 100%.
So you wouldn't take anything back, like what you did, and you wouldn't take it back when
Yeah,
on
I
the
think
show.
everything I did, even the moments that were hard to watch back,
Yeah.
made the relationship that I have now with these people that much stronger. So I wouldn't take anything back because it just allowed me to grow as a person. And say a few things didn't happen, everything that happened was a learning experience. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't regret it, because I learned from everything that I did.
You still talking to some of the members of the show, like still friends, or not talking,
Um,
or
we have a group chat, we talk, but
nice, cool.
I'm just mainly close with Haley and Harry right now. Like I'm just focusing on keeping my relationship with him. It's hard with a group of like 13, 14 people, like given not everyone's going to get along. So I've just been focusing on, sorry, it's my dog. I've been
No worry,
focusing on
I have
my
a dog too.
relationship with Harry and with my relationship with Haley, and just focusing on that.
So getting to Harry, yeah, obviously. So what everybody wants to know after the show, did are Harry and you together still? What happened actually when you finished the show? Was it that, like, you guys got together like immediately, or did you guys like didn't see each other for a couple? Because we know that in reality TV shows, sometimes to keep secrets, from getting out, you have to like
Yeah.
be hush and separate and stuff, and then get back together at the end. So what happened after the show between Harry and you, and are you still together after all of this, like as of today?
Yeah, we're still together. Right after film.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. Yay.
Yeah.
Right after filming, he came to visit me in Vancouver in Canada 2 weeks after
Okay.
filming. And then 2 weeks later, I went to visit him in Australia. So that was
Nice.
amazing. He met all my family, he met all my friends, and vice versa. But then we broke up for a few months in between then and now.
What?
It's been a year. So
Really?
yeah, it's been a year since filming. It was filmed a year ago in April.
But why did you break up? Like, if you like
We just
visited him or he visited you, that's
It was
what?
really hard.
Seriously?
I know, but we needed it. It was really hard being attached at the
Okay.
hip with someone, literally not spending any time apart, to being on the opposite end of the world. And he was being immature, and we were just fighting over nothing. So we were like, okay, let's break up for a bit. Like we both needed to kind of, especially because after you finish a month-long journey like that,
Yeah.
it is very emotional, and you go through some crazy stuff mentally. And I feel like we needed time apart to emotionally process that separately, because we were just used to being so attached at the hip. We needed to like independently kind of figure out our emotions. But I'm glad it happened, because when we got back together, we realized how grateful we were for each other. So
Cool.
it needed to happen for us to be as strong as we are today.
So do you guys maybe any plans of maybe getting engaged, or any future plans
Yeah.
maybe, or just, having fun for now?
Yeah, like I would love to get married, and I know he wants to as well. So we're just waiting for
Is
quarantine to be over, and then
did Harry actually offer an apology for the first time you guys kissed? Because I think he kind of owes you one in front
yeah,
of the
so
whole world, maybe.
he, that would be amazing. But we told each other that we weren't going to hold any grudges
Yeah,
or
yeah.
relive anything in the past. So he did apologize to me for that on the retreat. It wasn't really shown, but um, I just I when that happened, it was very early on, and we
Yeah,
didn't know each other that well. So he didn't really owe me anything, and
yeah.
I didn't really owe him as well. So that's why it was easy for me to start pursuing someone else, because it was very soon. But I'm glad it happened, because it tested our relationship, and it made him realize how important I was to him as well after he lost me. So it ended up working out in the end.
So before letting you go, I know that you have a fashion line, I believe, or can you talk a little bit of that for fans in Puerto Rico, like what
Yeah,
you're
so
doing?
I created a vegan, sustainable, eco-friendly bikini line with biodegradable
Wow.
fabrics. So it's great for the environment, and everything about the process is PETA approved vegan. So I wanted to make it all as ethically and as sustainably as possible. And so the fabric I imported from Italy, it's getting made by this really small company in Brazil. So that's really exciting. And yeah, it's just been a crazy business endeavor.
Wow.
I'm really excited for
Is there somewhere that they can like go in and watch this, like any website or like your line?
Yeah, it's called Farago the Label.
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
we wanted to thank you once again to talking to us for a little bit with everything that's going on in the world right
Sure.
now. And
Yeah.
okay, before letting you go, would you mind saying hi to the fans in Puerto Rico and telling them to watch the show if they haven't and why and stuff like that?
Hi, everyone in Puerto Rico. So you guys need to go watch Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. I know you're probably bored in quarantine, so go watch it. It's amazing, and I love you guys.
So Francesca, thank you for
Bye.
the interview.
Thanks so
Hope
much.
everything's okay. We wish you the best and take care. Be safe.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. You as well.
Bye
Bye.
bye.